Welcome to the Harper-Tech Academy. Today you are going to learn the art of sandwich making in a commercial kitchen. So we're actually going to have a look at the types of sandwiches, and remember that this is the start of a couple of modules on making sandwiches. I hope you enjoy it. In this mix today, we're actually going to look at the history of sandwiches. We're going to look at the main groups, types of sandwiches, and the components of sandwiches. Have you ever wondered why sandwiches are called sandwiches? They can be attributed to a man called John Montagu, and he was the 4th Earl of Sandwich. And in 1762, during a gambling game with some of his friends, he asked his servant to put meat between 2 slices of bread so he didn't have to use a plate or wipe his hands. And this became so popular that it was all the rage around Europe. And this is where sandwiches have come from. There are 2 main sandwich groups, hot and cold type sandwiches. And I'm back. So let's have a look at the types of sandwiches from a cold perspective. So we've got checkerboard sandwiches. So we're using a combination of the darker wholemeal bread and white bread to get sort of that checkerboard type of look. Cocktail sandwiches, which usually are cut crust off into triangles. Next, pinwheel sandwiches, which we will do in class, are rolled sandwiches and usually have a beautiful presentation there. Next is the Pullman sandwich, which is also known as finger sandwiches. I don't know anyone who doesn't know a good type of hot sandwich. So let's have a look. Club sandwiches are one of those mainstays in 5-star hotels. They are the world round. They are beautiful chicken, turkey with tomato and lettuce between slices of toasted bread, usually served with chips. Filled rolls. One you probably know very well is the hamburger, is a type of filled roll, but they can be steak sandwiches. There's a whole range there. Looking at ethnic, so we're looking at focaccia, Turkish bread, pita bread, wraps, that kind of thing that can be used, and the fillings generally have that beautiful flavors. So now let's look at the components of a sandwich, and these are fairly standard across all of the types of sandwiches. Bread of some description is the first thing, then a spread, which could be margarine, it could be butter, and a whole range of other things we're going to look at later. And finally is the filling, and I've got sliced meats here. A great piece of bread adds so much yumminess to your sandwich. When you're looking at a fresh bread, we're looking at white, brown or seeded bread, those loaves that we know fresh out of the oven. You could use all kinds of different rolls, from wholemeal rolls through to tiger rolls, different sesame seeds, nuts on top, so yummy. The ethnic ones that I love, Turkish bread, focaccia bread, and finally we've got wraps and pita bread. Before we explore the different types of spread, let's actually look at why we put spread on, because it's a form of fat. First of all, is to protect the bread from the moisture, and it might be seepage from tomatoes or something else coming out. To add a little bit of flavor, I prefer butter, some people prefer margarine, and also it adds a little bit of moisture to your sandwich and it just feels nicer in your mouth. Alright, types of spread. You would be amazed how many different spreads. So butter and margarine you already know. Mayonnaise, being fat-based, is also a way of sealing our bread. Dips, eggplant, hummus, anything that you want to put on, and especially with ethnic bread, this is just amazing. And mustards, we've got English mustard, Dijon mustard, seeded mustards, American mustard, so many different things that you can put on your sandwich. There's a multitude of different types of fillings that you can use for a sandwich. So let's take a look. Meat and poultry. So we've got all the different types of meat, the beef, the pork, the lamb, chicken, turkey. Most people know these. Fish and shellfish. I've actually got a photo here of smoked salmon, but you can use prawns, I mean, a prawn sandwich is just beautiful. Lobster sandwich, if you can afford it. Different types of fish like tuna. Next, we have vegetable items. Sliced cucumber, tomato, strips of carrot. There's so many different options here. And bound salads. Now, an egg salad is amazing on a sandwich. It could be a potato salad. It could be a Caesar salad that you actually put into your sandwich. There is so much more to sandwiches than I'm sure you thought. This world has amazing combinations. You can get very creative with your sandwiches. Make sure that you watch the other mixes, and thank you for watching Harper Tech Academy, and I'll see you next time.